everybody, Sarah Strauss here, coming live to you. I wanted to come on today and chat a little bit more about the CMHC homebuyers incentives that have come out. And I've had a few questions about it lately, and I've heard a couple statements about it. I've heard some younger clients even say to me, "Oh my gosh, you know, the government's going to help me." Sorry, just making sure I'm good here, is helping me purchase my home and giving me a down payment now, and you know, that's why I certainly want to vote this government back in, sorts of things like that. This is definitely not a political post, but I just wanted I wanted to come on and educate everybody a little bit more and tell you my thoughts about that down payment assistance program, and really give you kind of another view on it. Because truthfully, I think it is shit. I don't think that there's anything good about it at all. And so if you're new to the market or realm, or hearing for the first time today about this incentive program, what the government announced is that they are going to be helping homeowners get into first-time homes by matching your down payment up to 10% if it's a new construction, and 5% if it's just a current home that you're buying. The issue with that becomes then that so anyways, let me back up a little bit. So they're going to be helping you out. There's a couple of different scenarios where you won't qualify. So basically your combined income has to be under $120,000 a year, and the maximum purchase price is like right around that $500,000 mark because of that. So they say that this is, you know, coming in place to help first-time homebuyers get back into the market, you know, after all those rule changes and stuff like that, that's making it harder for people to purchase. So they're saying if they can help match that down payment, then that's going to bring down the monthly cost of home ownership and your mortgage, and then you can qualify for more. Okay, so my one take on this is our issue here has become, myself as a mortgage broker, is as we now are trying to qualify for people for mortgages, yes, with the rule changes and the stress test and all that stuff, it is harder to qualify for people for a home. But the answer to that is not equity sharing in their property. So anybody who thinks that this is a great idea to have our government partner with you to buy a home is ludicrous. You don't want, like, most people don't want their mom and dad on the home. The bank is enough to have on title of our home, but now we're going to have the government come in and put a claim on the title of our home and own 5 or 10% of our home and dictate now I don't think they're going to really be able to tell you when and if you can sell, but when and if you sell, they're going to profit from that equity gain on that property. And first of all, this is nothing new. This is happening in the States all the time, not on a government perspective, but on there's a lot of private companies. So if you look up, EasyKnock, Divvy, Unisoc, there's lots of different options for equity sharing that are under private companies, because what this is, it's a great investment. Our government is certainly making a smart decision to make some money off of equity sharing in everybody's home. I mean, think about it. If you had millions of dollars and you wanted to diversify your investment portfolio, you know that the Canadian real estate market is one of the, safest investments around. Why wouldn't you want to own 5% of my house, 5% of Sally's house, 5% of Joe's house, 5% of everybody else's house, all spread out across Canada? That's a brilliant investment. But that's not a brilliant way to spend my taxpayers' dollars in investing in everybody else's property and covering it up or labeling it as helping first-time home buyers. It's really bullshit at the end of the day, because if they really wanted to help first-time home buyers, so for example, I ran a little bit of math, and if you're buying a $400,000 property and you have the help of an additional 5% down payment, so don't get me wrong, you still have to come up with your down payment. They're just going to match that. And if you come up with your additional 5% down payment, your payment on that home is about $17.15 a month about. Now, why not just take away relax some of our mortgage rules? Like, for example, if they were to give us back the 30-year amortization for first-time home buyers, that would alone, with just your 5% down payment, that would make your monthly payment lower. So your monthly payment would be about $100 lower than if they matched your down payment. So essentially, what we're doing is we're taking our taxpayers' dollars now, and I think there's a lot better places we can be spending our taxpayers' dollars in this market. We're taking our taxpayers' dollars, and the government is going to use that to equity share and essentially create an investment in everybody else's property. Whereas if they really wanted to help first-time home buyers, why not give us back that 30-year amortization? That's going to help them qualify for more. We're not going to have the disaster of, I can't even imagine the admin behind that, to say that the government now owns 5% of, however many properties, and tracking the equity of that, and when that sells, making sure that they get paid out. And truthfully, home ownership in Canada is like a right and something that people strive towards. And at the end of the day, isn't it enough that the bank has a say and a title on your home, and now the government is going to come on and say that they own a portion of your home and that they need to be paid out when it sells? And it doesn't seem like a very logical thing for me. It doesn't seem like it's helping people out. It just seems like it's a really brilliant investment on behalf of the government, but that's not really where I think we should be spending our taxpayers' dollars. So that's kind of my take on that first-time home buyers incentive. We don't know how that's going to pan out yet. We're still waiting for all of the answers on, how you can qualify. If you don't qualify for CMHC, well, Genworth and Canada Guarantee are other two insurers. We don't know if they're going to have a program like that. If they did, maybe that's different. It's a private company, but for our government to be muddling in ownership of all of our properties and dictating, how we use that equity, and when we sell it, they get paid out, and sharing in the equity gain, I think it's really just horseshit, frankly. I don't know, if we want to get really controversial, then why don't we go back and think about the fact that our Canadian real estate market here has dipped by 5% in the last year, and there is no shadow of a doubt in my mind that that was after the government instituted our mortgage rule changes. So now, if you own a property for $400,000, it's now worth $20,000 less because of the government instituting those mortgage rule changes. So don't come in now and look like you're all a hero and helping out with our first-time home buyers, because you're not helping out. You're not fixing any of the problem that we've fixed in the past, that we've created in the past. And you're using all of these first-time home buyers that maybe are a little bit naive in understanding, what is actually happening here, but you're just using them as an investment tool. And I think that that's a really crappy way to be spending our taxpayers' dollars. Introduce the 30-year amortization and stop muddling in people's investments is my takeaway on that. So if you're a first-time home buyer, I really want you to just really look into this program before you start getting excited about the fact that the government's going to help you buy your first home. Because they're not. They're just using you as a really great way to invest, and it's a brilliant way to invest. And that's why we've got private companies in the States all over that are doing this. This isn't a new concept. It's new to Canada, yes, but not a new concept. And so just be diligent about that. And if you have to come up with the 5% anyways, if it were myself, I would rather just pay that higher payment and own my full house and not have to be sharing that ownership with the government. So that's my takeaway. Sorry for the rant, but I really feel very passionate about this, and I just find that what we see in the media is a lot about how the government is helping homeowners, and if their true intention was to actually help, they would be taking back some of the rules that they changed that made our properties all decrease by 5% across the country, and giving first-time homebuyers a 30-year amortization doesn't affect our budget at all. It's not taking any of my taxpayers' dollars, and it's going to help them more. So don't disguise it as helping. Just let's be honest. Tell everybody that you're wanting to invest in their properties and make it be real, but don't disguise it as being something else. That's my rant for the day. Sorry, but I've heard a lot of comments, and I really wanted to just come on and be real with you about my thoughts on it. And if you have any questions, send me a message. I'm always happy to help, and have a great Friday and have an awesome weekend.